Ready, go!
If you clicked on this video knowing the game I'm gonna talk about, then you're the fourth person I know. Just next to Sean Johnson, a big inspiration for this series, plus one friend. Speaking of, it took me a long while before I could find this game again. Because I remember calling it Pointer's Point, which it wasn't. It was Pointer's Point, which is still not the title you're looking at right now. For now, welcome to Poi Poi.
Ready, go!
I found this game within my first ever stack of PlayStation CDs Papa brought me home. I think. It's one of the early ones, that's for sure. Like any kid back then, I didn't need to check any preview or review. It's a game, so it's gonna be played. Poi Poi, better known as Pointer's Point in Japan, was a party game made by Konami in 1997. For ease, I'll reference the game as Poi Poi from now on. The best way I can describe it is psychic improvised dodgeball. You go up against 1 to 3 other opponents using the environment as weapons by chucking it at them. You can also pick up somebody and yeet them away. However you do it, the last one standing wins. So, where does the psychic part come in? For that, let's take a quick dip into the lore, I guess. What we know is that we're part of a futuristic sports league game show where contestants wear specialized power gloves that give them superpowers. Each character has their unique stat sheets, with each dot representing their vitality, lifting power, speed, and something called psych power, which we'll talk about later. Now, you'd think picking up and throwing rocks and logs would be dull, but they somehow made it work. After lifting an object, you can either press the throw button or hold it for a longer lob. There are also options to simply drop it in front of you or suplex it backwards. Depending on the character's strength, bigger objects either take a bit of time or are almost impossible to do. There are also bombs that deal AoE damage. But a core aspect of the game is the gloves. Each character has their own signature pair and uses their psych meter, the green bar below the frame, to unleash special attacks. One can make their object a missile, or a tornado, or an Acme anvil drop, if you know what Acme is still. To balance out the attacks are a number of defensive maneuvers. You can duck to avoid bomb damage, jump to go over things, and do a dive for quick maneuvering. Some of these are hard to pull off, or maybe it's a skill issue. All in all, it's as jank as they come, but maybe due to nostalgia, I still find it a lot of fun, though frustrating at times. Being mostly a solo player, I'll focus on the single player campaign, the Poi Poi Cup. You are one of the eager contestants and begin your journey at a lobby. There's a terminal for you to save your file and 2 shop NPCs, one offering a variety of gloves for sale and another allowing for upgrades. We'll get to both of those later. Once you're ready, you proceed to the next room where a robot chauffeur asks you which cup you'll be joining, essentially the difficulty. After that, you'll hop on the teleporter and the game begins.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the show. let's meet our 4 contestants. Mike, Poison, Cool, Flea. They will be competing for the Senior Cup. Let's take a look at today's prize. Wow, I can't believe it. I guess all of you are ready. Let's start the game.
To finish a cup, you have to go through all the stages, each chosen randomly, and get first place every time. Now, just like the previous video, the copy I had was the JP version, meaning most of what I remember was purely trial and error, and I learned a lot more once I finally started playing again for this video. But I also think it's a testament to how many games worked back then. Sure, I don't understand any text, but I was able to get enough to enjoy it and have a grand time. What I remember dearly though is how the scoring works. Each round, after there's one player left or the time's up, points are tallied based on 3 factors. Direct hit is what it suggests, the amount of times you hit somebody. Luck, which I discovered recently, is the points you get whenever you grab the white hearts dropped from crates. Before, I thought it was, luck. And round, based on survival, whether you're the last one standing or you have the highest HP when time's over. Direct hit and luck are just as important as the round bonuses. So you can end the round not in first and still get a lead if you're skilled enough at throwing. Which leads me to the throwing. It's rough, to say the least. There's no proper aiming system other than turning like a turret to the right direction and throwing it. And there's also no way to properly gauge long-range throws. You just kinda have to eyeball it. You can resort of course to the quick drop and suplex, but you'll be sacrificing range for convenience. The environment physics can also be a bit janky. As long as they're rolling and turning, touching them will hurt you. Even if they budge ever so slowly, it'll bop you. This becomes very prevalent in the ice stage, where everything is slippery as heck. Of course, back in the day, these things didn't bother me as much. I just wanted to spam my special and suplex bodies, which, well, nothing changed much, I guess. If you stay on top throughout the whole cup, you win the grand prize, cash.
Congratulations, Mike! You're the winner!
Nope, this is it. I did not edit anything. Then you're thrown back to the lobby where you'll do it all over again. And you'd want to, cause the only way you could progress and gain better or newer gloves is by playing the Poi Poi Cup. The character you initially choose determines your starting glove, and from there you can either power it up or buy a new one. So you might want the stats of the character but not their glove power. Then you can swap it out before duking it out with the others. The upgrades begin with them just being better versions of the skill. However, for some, there comes a breakpoint where the skill completely changes. Sometimes they're good and sometimes you wish you didn't upgrade them, which is unfortunate because once you upgrade a glove, you can't use its previous forms unless you buy that specific variation again. Now, I don't remember ever truly finishing the game. I got really frustrated when I lose too many times in a row. And because it runs on a credit system, you can game over and you would have to start all the way from the beginning of the cup. But still, I kept coming back to play every chance I could. It's just that fun. One last thing, I discovered that if you manage to win in the Master Cup without using any continues, you're led to a secret boss fight. You only get one shot at this, so you better make it count. beating this boss nets you the Meteor Glove, which is pretty good. And that is pretty much the core single player cycle. You join the cups, get the cash, buy and upgrade the gloves. There's also this sketchy fellow who offers you an expensive glove. If you refuse, they just blip away, calling you names and whatnot. But yeah, that's it. As to why you want to do this over and over again though, it's because the gloves you unlock and upgrade are all available in its multiplayer mode, Exhibition. So if you want to unlock all of them, you're gonna have to do this a lot of times. Me? Right now, I'm good with running through each cup once or twice. I am a sucker for the low poly aesthetics that the PlayStation 1 is known for. Still, I'll say that this game did not age well. Not because of the models, but the overall presentation. It just feels meh. Everything feels too smooth and bland. The heads are funny and distinct though, so that's a plus. Like, look at them. At least you can tell them apart. However, what I will give them are the stages, each with their own cool gimmick. From dino eggs to moai heads to killer penguins, there's always a fun obstacle to play around with, for better or for worse. Music's also not that memorable, but it gets the job done. I do find that these tracks can be catchy when playing, but afterwards, kind of passes by your ears. Lastly, a quick peek at Exhibition mode. As said, up to 4 players can play, which means it's time to pull out the good old multi-tab. Remember that? All the gloves and characters you unlock become available, and you can also use save files from other memory cards. So if you want to see all the gloves, you'll either spam Poi Poi Cup a bunch or find fellow Poi Poi enthusiasts. One of them is much easier to do. While a lot of the game's aesthetics didn't stand the test of time, I still find myself fondly remembering the game. Like any other kid, I also daydream about joining the Poi Poi Cup with my own special gloves. I don't remember what kind of power I thought up though, and I'm sure that even if I try, younger Mouse will probably have something much cooler than what I have in my brain right now. Revisiting old times feels nice once in a while, but it's also a great chance to see how far we've grown and how far games have grown. Whether it turned out to be a timeless classic or a dated relic of its age, the value and meaning I got from it will never waver.